Cricket Diary with RJ Yuvi. Only on Radio City.
You've done a fair bit with Bollywood as well. Any plans to come back and do a film for us in Bollywood?
I'd love to play a villain.
Really? Who's the villain that you've got recently?
Get the old, the sunnies on, and maybe with like Amitabh Bachchan or something. I don't know. I'm taking the Mickey. Be good fun. Yeah. Like, you get offers all the time to come and do stuff with Bollywood, but I'm so busy, mate. I've got things that I'm too busy.
What keeps you busy apart from cricket or the coaching?
I've got a couple of other business opportunities which I'm doing. Juggling all them, commentary or broadcasting, and then most importantly, family life. 3 beautiful children, lovely wife, and life's good.
Final 2-3 questions, Brett. If there is going to be one record that you can keep with you forever, what's that record? Are you a man who follows the records?
Not really. No, I'm not really into stats. For me, it wasn't about how many wickets I've taken or which person got it the most. For me, it was longevity. So that 20 years of 150 Ks plus is something that I cherish because it proves that I did the right training. I looked after myself. I looked after my body, and I was able to withstand the pressures of playing, both mentally and like sort of physically, for that 20 years, which is quite hard.
Any batsman who gave you a sleepless night?
Sachin.
Growing up in Australia is a very cricket-rich country. Now, because I've tagged the word legend, who's that one legend that you always wanted to become? You've not played with, but you've always wanted to become.
Growing up, I always wanted to be Viv Richards. He was the ultimate sort of competitor. The way he really took on the game, even in that sort of era of Test cricket, one-day cricket, which is something that us Aussies just absolutely loved. So, and then the generation that came, after Viv, for me as a teenager, whether it was Glenn McGrath, Ricky Ponting, Shane Warne, those 3 in particular were guys who really inspired me as role models to try and be the best cricket I could be.
If I could ask you, what was the first instance you remember that you took up cricket firstly? The bat or the ball? What was the first thing you picked up?
I can remember more so batting in the backyard than I would have bowled for sure, but for some reason my first real memories of playing in the backyard was with my grandfather's old bat. That was way too big for me.
What would you want to tweak in international cricket currently? Anything that?
I think there's a lot of franchise cricket. And just still making international cricket relevant, I think. There's a lot of bilateral series between a few nations. It's trying to make it all fair within reason. But I think cricket's in a good space, and I'm sure over the years to come will be enjoyed to watch it from afar and obviously not playing in it.
Is Ross a very emotional player?
I think you try and not to be. I think every time I did play on emotion, I wasn't a very good player. Cricket, is a very mental game, and with all the different emotions that you come through, I think if you try to pull that back and take the emotion out of it, more often than not you would play better. Not necessarily succeed, but you would play better and more consistent.
But post your performances for example, if you score a century, is that evening a party evening for us? Do you celebrate like that emotionally?
No. Yes and no. I think it was interesting you brought that up. There was what I was having a chat with Hashim Amla about. I think sometimes when you play international cricket, the pressures and all that come with it, it's almost a relief. It's not you almost don't enjoy it as much as you probably should. You're just relieved that you're doing your job properly and you're succeeding.
16 years, 450 matches. Just that number of 450. Don't tell me it was planned.
No, definitely it was just the way it worked out. It definitely wasn't planned. And it's an easy number to tell people when they ask you how many games you played. I say 450. Or you can say a roundabout so that you don't really know what the stat was. It was around 450-ish, but 450. I'll take it. It's a nice number.
But we saw you in that game as well, that the 450th match, you couldn't hold your tears back.
Yeah, I think anytime you sing your national anthem, proud New Zealander, proud to represent New Zealand, but to have my kids there, to come out and to know that it was probably the last time I was going to do it. I tried to, but a few tears came down.
If you have to give me one reason, what is it that you guys are always very well prepared against India and all the ICC trophies? How is it?
Like, why can India not have the better of you in the ICC trophies? Like, where do they lack?
I think, India are a powerhouse of world cricket. And I'm not sure, but India bring the best out in us. I think I'd be naive not to think that IPL plays a part. The boys want to put their name in lights and do well against India. But yeah, I don't know what it is. India are well supported. I think that also gets you up as well. I mean, every time you go, even in New Zealand, we played games in New Zealand where there was more Indian supporters than New Zealand supporters. I mean, you wouldn't. No way we wouldn't even try and do that in India. But yeah, I think it's more of a coincidence. This next tournament, I think it's going to be a tough one. India in a one-day World Cup.
Cricket Diary with RJ Yuvi. Only on Radio City.